But what happens after today? Because I understood as a council member that the planning commission, the firm has until February 15th.
Okay, but why don't we then...
Well, no, because this discussion of Ocean Boulevard is very important. We've talked and talked, and no one has made any decision, and I'm like Mr. Thompson, I don't want that decision to come out and jump at me. What is the process for us to vote on these matters, or do they just come and put it in the plan and a done deal?
Okay,
Yeah, I think we're getting off
let me
track.
say this.
We're getting off track.
Excuse me. I'm going to put a pin in that one because implementation and time frame is where we go in terms of adoption. As I said at the beginning, this is a draft final. We still have components. This is your opportunity to give us feedback. We still have to go through 2 more meetings in terms of public hearings that are required by law before the plan is actually adopted. So why don't we finish this off and then we can get into some discussions about implementation, et cetera, et cetera.
We're almost done. This is what we see as the future allowable height of the town. Obviously, dark black being those areas that currently have pretty high height. Now we're allowing that to go to the second row, but it becomes an issue of balance. We have the darker gray. You can't see it very well. So this is where we would have most of our height. This zone would be that transition of height. So we're talking 16 stories ideally, the ability to go to 20 stories in the black areas, 85 feet here, 55 feet along the corridors, and then you have 45 feet in the residential area. I should add that it's very doubtful in my mind that anyone's ever going to build a 55-foot building on 30th Avenue.
Excuse me, is there like 100 feet setback around the area lot 2021?
This is 100 feet setback above 45 feet.
Above 45. And he'll show you some visuals why that's important, because it allows you, when you walk down by the buildings, to basically have a setback, and then you stair step up for the height. So it helps you with the visual corridor.
It goes back to the small scale character that we promote. You see here, these numbers are kind of the general setbacks at ground, at the street level. The black numbers, and then the white numbers up here are the setbacks that happen above a 45-foot plane. And that goes to creating an articulation in the building that allows the pedestrian to perceive it as a fairly small-scale environment. For the towers and the higher buildings to be set back from that realm. And it protects the view corridors and the character here. That's what those setbacks are about. I'll go into those in more detail.
It's hard to read the color.
Yeah.
On the property in the waterfront, the next block down from where you
Here, this is 45.
45. In that particular area, you say is that 45 feet above where they'll let you go from the flood elevation? So it's 45 feet above where you can start.
That's defined 0 as being base flood elevation, not necessarily where the ground is, because we all need to work from the same baseline.
Well, I have some concerns about that 100 feet setback.
Two-level house. It's a big house. You could get a 4-story multifamily residential building in that as well.
One of the things, are you dealing with occupied space, you think, when you do that?
If you're asking what the height is measured to, typically it's measured to the roof, which means you can have a parapet that encroaches that height, or it's measured to, if you have a gable or a hip roof, it's measured to an average of that. It's not that you can't have some element that encroaches that height, but it keeps, so that's defined within the definitions of the zoning code. So now, district by district. Now, I'm not going to take you through every one because we'll be here all day. This is how we're framing it up. There's a map at the top that shows the district we're talking about. In this case, it's the waterfront one. The table at the bottom defines what we're proposing the setback should be. The setbacks are going to be characterized differently than what they are in the existing code, as opposed to having front setback, rear setback. That's a very difficult thing to implement in today's development environment because the tendency is to aggregate properties. So we're defining the setbacks based on what street they front. So if you're on 31st Avenue, part of the building that fronts 31st Avenue has a 10-foot setback from the right of way. And so on and so on, where you see the asterisks we've listed every street in the town. This is the first time I've been able to do that. So it's kind of, it's nice to have it all in one table. And then the maximum height, in this case, 4 stories or 45 feet. And then a maximum footprint, which is 0.6 of gross lot area. FAR, the only place we're proposing to use the FAR is the waterfront 2 district, because FAR becomes a really important measure when you're dealing with a high development capacity. If you're dealing with buildings that are 5 stories or less, you can generally handle the massing and the capacity of those buildings just by controlling the setbacks. And FAR is less of an issue. But in the higher density, the FAR gives you flexibility in terms of where you can place things.